Good evening, it's Kuro, taking a look at a ranked game in my Holland, going over the matchmaking, threats to my ship, the enemy Midway, the Wooster, Gearing Haragumo, Holland, and Smalland. Sort of heavy DD matchmaking with 4 DDs this game. Usually when that happens, destroyers should at least pair up so they can work together, that way nobody gets caught out alone. And, you know, it's generally um, just a situation that whenever a destroyer gets caught out 2v1, you're probably going to lose that trade, regardless of how good you are. So, just coming down here, going to follow this Shimakaze. Guys that have watched these videos before probably going to notice this opening move that I sometimes make when I go to the south. Basically come down here to the island and then change course once my detection circle gets right around the uh, the peninsula off this island. So once this 6 kilometer circle gets about even with this island, I'm gonna start steering for this island cluster. The idea being that I don't just come right around the islands and be, inside radar range of enemy ships and all of that. So I am popping my speed boost so I can keep up with the Shimakaze. It's a good bit faster than me. I am throwing just some random Make-A-Wish torpedoes out here. Maybe there's a DD sitting in the cap out here trying to scout. If so, those torpedoes can catch him. And besides, this is a Holland. The thing just spits torpedoes out right, left, and center. And yes, the dinosaurs are still awake in the background. And actually, they need a TV show or it's gonna get crazy in here. There we go. Glad I looked back. My office has been repaired from the tornado that was number 1 coming through the area. And right there, you can see why I like turning out. I'm actually a little deeper than I normally go because I want to stay with the Shimakaze. Um, but you see how close I am to that now. Yeah, I ate a torp. I suck. But I want to get around this island as quickly as possible because I want to try to set up a torpedo ambush on these battleships right in here. So, thankfully it was a Halland torpedo. If it had been anything less than the Halland torpedo, I likely would have been able to dodge it. Um, but the the EUDDs, their narrow torpedo setting is it's just really tight. The torpedoes are really fast and you have little reaction time. Thankfully, they don't hit nearly as hard as other torpedoes. Now, this Holland here, I don't have RPF, but something just torped me, and I would assume that there's a DD trying to do the same thing that I'm trying to do. Now, our Shimakaze here, gonna pause it for a second. If you're in a wolf pack with another DD, and that DD is a French DD, an EU DD, um, any DD that doesn't have smoke, typically it's a really good idea for you to smoke up and just get on your guns as quickly as possible. Um, you've got um, you've got them that providing the vision. If you look right now, the Shimakaze and me, we have 2 different lines of sight to the enemy Holland. So if this Shimakaze smokes up right here, I'm still going to be able to see this Holland. He's been shooting, so he's going to be detected for at least 20 seconds after his last shot. So that's a good bit of time to do quite a bit of damage to this guy. Now, by pushing into the enemy, I really would like to chase this guy too, but all of these ships back here are going to make that very difficult. And, you know, I'm just trying to support our Shimakaze from what I view a more safe distance. If you look, I'm angled away from all of these battleships. You know, trying to present the basically the hardest to hit angle. And I mean, still RNG can punish you. So, not able to finish off the Halland, but I did land 8 torpedo hits back in here with my torpedo ambush, and my CV was able to finish off the Wooster. So that's one threat off the plate. Again, really important here, angling away from the drop. The CV drop pattern is an oval like this. So if you angle into it or away from it, the rockets spread out. The trouble is when they can approach you from the broadside, that oval covers the length of your ship. They avoid all the saturation mechanics and everything else, and it just gets ugly. So I took a lot of damage there. The good news is I'm in a Halland. I have repair parties. I have access to more HP than other destroyers would get, as long as I time my fights out around this consumable. Each time I use this consumable, you see the chunk of HP that I can recover right now. So I'm pushing in here. Want to try to see if I can find either the enemy Halland, or maybe set up torps on the Thunderer. I think this Kremlin is going to ram. Besides, I don't really want to send torps directly at an ally. I do pick up the enemy gearing. Now, critical here, he smokes up. Now, in hindsight, I could probably shoot here because this Thunder is just barely outside my gun range. I don't really know where the Halland is, so I just play it safe. I just don't shoot. Let the gearing disappear in smoke. He blew his smoke, okay. That gives me an opportunity to pick a fight with him in just a little bit when he inevitably comes out of his smoke. Got the CV pestering me. Gearing's poked out of his smoke. Now he's just gonna, I noticed he just poked out of his smoke. He's gonna try to reverse. So you see I just locked my guns right onto the stern of his ship. And I'm just leading this guy. He's trying to creep back into his smoke. He just poked out too far. I'm at a really hard to hit angle, and I'm just going to get a really good trade on this enemy gearing. Nothing can spot me, so I'm still throwing some blind shots out there. Just try to get what I can off the ship. Again, 9 seconds. My repair consumable is back up. I'm going to push in here, see if I can finish this this gearing. Now when I do this, I'm going to make the decision just to try to just end up using my front guns with the angle that I end up catching this guy. My CV's around. He's looking for the gearing too. That's always a good sign. I think he's still in his smoke. Now, in hindsight here, maybe using both guns would have killed this gearing faster and I might have taken less damage. But I'm just going to push into this island and see what I can see. I can't go around the island to find the gearing because the thunder is there. And boom, I pick him up. Now, at this, you see when I open up, he hits me. So I'm turning in. I'm trying to be hard to hit. My bow's saturated. You see the reduced levels of damage that he's doing. Unfortunately, I got two non-damaging hits when I broke his engine. But basically, the idea behind angling in like that, even though I am reducing my damage output by 50%, I'm also uh, forcing him to shoot a saturated bow. And when I make this turn, you'll see the blackened area of my ship. Um, but I'm also evading a lot more of his shells because as I kind of zigzag around, you saw the shots coming off to either side of my ship. The trouble is when I open up to shoot this back gun, he's going to be able to really just rake up and down the length of my ship. And if he's smart enough to shoot the bright areas of my ship here, he'll be able to deal full damage and have a higher DPM against me than if he's just forced to shoot at the black end section. Also note that I blew my last repair party during there to give me some additional HP while I'm trying to tank that. Now, this game's won. I know that this CV is probably going to come looking for me, so I just instantly fall back to the Yamato. I'm just looking to stay dark, not get killed, let the points tick out, win the game, get on to the next one because that's what we do in ranked, and go from there. So the CV gives up on trying to locate me. I'm not making it easy, and he just goes for, some XP trying to target a DD that I guess he knew where the our enemy Halland was, and he goes on ahead and makes the drop there. But that's not going to get him a kill to shave points off the game. So this one's going to end on points, and that's another star for me. Getting right down to the wire. A lot of destroyer damage this game. That's why the XP is so high. Halland actually was a really solid ship. When I swapped to playing it on the last day, just because I haven't really played Halland that much and haven't really done too many videos on it, so rather than more gearing and shimikaze videos, give you guys something a little different, and it was a nice change of pace. So uh, more I play Halland, the more I like it. It's just a really solid ship. So if you guys have any questions or comments on the game, leave them below or post them on the Discord. As always, the invite to the Discord and the build information is in the video comments below. Hope you guys are having a good night, and I will talk to you later.